Looking out of Robbie Gordon's entry, there is the grid. So Price and Mingay off the front row for this one. Matty copped the 2-point penalty and has one to his name for the weekend. Bill Hines and Robbie Pearce, a legend of off-road racing. Bert Jenner and Rob Cowie on the next row. Greg Gardner and Matty Brabham, Robbie Gordon and Keegan Kincaid on the 5th row. And how's that for a stacked back row? Paul Morris and Sheldon Creed.
Now, what's interesting about this is a lot of times you'll have some of the guys that maybe had some struggles and things not setting the faster lap times for the weekend up in front. Well, due to some accidents and some different things, we've got Toby Price and Matt Mingay, who are both capable of not just winning today, but winning the overall for the weekend as far as talent and speed goes. They're sitting up front on the inside and the outside pole. Now, that may very well give them an opportunity to run away and get a bit of a lead to run at least the first half of what should be an 8-lap or 20-minute race. Keep it in mind, there will be a mandatory competition caution midway through this race, which means at lap 4, they'll go a full course caution, pack the pack all back together again, and they'll go green one more time for the last 4 laps, which means it's basically an epic drag race, battle royale, if you will, to the checkered flag. So that's what we're going to see here. Now, the goal is for each one of these drivers, out of the 3 races today, and this is number 2 of the 3 races for the weekend, they need to accumulate as many points as they can to crown the overall winner for this weekend right now. So, going into this race, it was Paul the Dude Morris and Sheldon Creed tied with 15 points. However, Sheldon Creed was docked 1 point for taking out Jenner yesterday. So that means Paul the Dude Morris is in the lead with 15 points. Sheldon Creed's in second right now with 14 points. So it kind of gives them a little bit of gap for the dude. Is that enough of a gap? Absolutely not. Not with 2 races left to go. So it's certainly going to make things exciting today.
The crowd here in Adelaide have had a chance to go and rehydrate after race 1 of the V8 Supercars. It's 37 degrees here. In your terms, it's nearly 100.
In my terms, it's just too dang hot. That's what it is. Absolutely. And they are off. We are going green with race number 2.
Toby Price gets the jump, but looks like they're all just creeping away at the back of the field here. Sheldon Creed, the last one to leave the line as they hit the centre chicane. The Dakar champ leads one of Australia's best stuntmen through the chicane and up Wakefield Street for the first time.
Now you see right now our leaders out in front, Toby Price and Matt Mingay, as Toby smokes the tires off going into turn number 4. They're running it in real deep. Their goal right now is to pull as much of his lead as they can on the pack. We see Bert Jenner. He's already made a couple of moves from 5th up into 4th right now. So he's going after the leaders immediately. He's smart. He knows what's going on. He's won races with us several times now in Stadium Super Trucks. He's been on the podium before. He knows what he needs to do. He's not waiting to the comp caution. He's dropping the hammer immediately to move through the pack.
Talking about dropping the hammer, Robbie Gordon's done the same as they hit the ramp on Bartels Road, which has been moved across to the left-hand side. From the driver's point of view, we jump on board with the Super Cheap Auto Hungry Jack's entry of the dude, Paul Morris. We get down to turn 8.
Now, Paul Morris, he's only been with us a couple times, but this is his type of racing. Rough and tumble, shove each other around type of race, and that says Paul the Dude Morris all over it. We've seen him on the podium. We've seen him with an overall. So right now, he's in the lead, ready to go. Look at, we're going almost 3 wide. Rob Gordon goes to the inside. They make a pass, both him and Matty Brabham make a clear pass on Gardner and move up through the pack.
How seriously do you want 3 wide going through the hairpin? And they managed to stay alive. That's Greg Gardner, R&J Batteries on the side of his truck, the Think Desert Classic winner, then based in the southeast of South Australia here. Oh no! Mingay upside down, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Mingay all on his own, sideways, staying on the gas off that jump, and up and over he went. Pretty wild ride he took right there, Matt Mingay.
There's the wheel off the truck too in the background. So that's exceeded Greg Gardner's effort at Sydney and exceeded Sheldon Creed's effort in race 3 here last year.
It certainly has. Luckily, and I'm sure we'll be going to the replay here, it didn't seem like he hit Cage down too hard there. So, but that was a rough and tumble one, and I believe he was all on his own, staying on the gas as he went off the jump. Sitting there now with only just a 3-wheeler. They out 3-wheelers in 1987, so we're bringing it back to the day here. Hopefully Matt Mingay is okay. He's a rough and tumble kind of guy. And hopefully Matt's getting out of that truck and is going to be just fine.
There was a bit of talk about that ramp on the approach to the hairpin up there. And we've seen some pretty awkward landings during practice and qualifying, and certainly during race 1. And now Matt Mingay lays on the side here at the top of the Adelaide hairpin.
Pretty long tumble there as we go back to see the replay. Mingay real sideways right there. And here you go, the suspension, the sidles, everything unloads. No chance of recovering that, as he luckily doesn't have too much of a hard hit on the top of the car. The bottom half taking a majority of the beating. We can see it from a higher perspective right now.
It's just that landing. I think he was trying to pull the truck up because Price had already locked the brakes up on his truck as well. And look at Bert Jenner, lucky to get through as well with that wheel that was flying away in Mingay.
Mingay is, well, he is a stuntman, and he is a showman, and probably wasn't planning on using those two skills in this race, but there he is, up and ready to go.
Ever the showman, he walks away. He'll be disappointed.
Matt Mingay going from his first time 12 months ago right here at the Clipsal 500 here in Adelaide, and Stadium Super Trucks getting 3 third-place finishes for a third overall. 12 months later, he's struggling this weekend with getting in a couple accidents yesterday, and now, as you saw, a pretty good tumble for him here as we see the replay one more time, Matt.
So Price locks up the brakes, forcing Mingay to do the same, and then a series of end for ends. The awkward landing sends the Hot Wheels entry on a series of rolls onto its side.
With Bert Jenner having the best seat in the house for that one right there.
Watch him in the Speed Energy Drinks truck behind. The livery that Robbie Gordon would usually use during this series. Now watch him in the background here. Just weave his way. And that would have got his attention. He actually rode over the wheel that was laying on the circuit.
I'm sure Bert Jenner's thinking, wow, that alone is worth the price of admission for me here. You know, your best seat in the house to see that. Hey, great news, though. Matt Mingay is up, out of the truck. It looks like he's in good health. I'm sure they'll be checking him out just in case.
Listen to this when he climbs out. The fans may be hot and sweaty here today, but they're still very, very loud indeed. And Mingay climbs out.
When it comes to Hot Wheels and Castrol Edge, you know, helping Matt Mingay in his efforts with the stunt show and Stadium Super Trucks, what a better guy to sponsor. It doesn't matter if you're winning or tumbling down the track, you're grabbing everyone's attention.
So what's going to happen now? We brought the caution out. Will we get a second competition caution? Will this be classed as it?
Well, that's going to be a decision made by race control with our friends from CAMS and Jason Smith as well from USAC. But what's going to happen is we are 8 laps or 20 minutes, whatever comes first. So that being said, normally we'd have a comp caution at lap number 4. That being said, we're going to see if they go into another comp caution or not. They may just do a mad dash right to the finish. But as you see right now, they're still counting laps. So I'd be surprised if we see a competition caution.
So under safety car here, or the invisible safety car at the moment, while we retrieve Matt Mingay's truck at the top. Let's catch up with Robbie Gordon and learn about these Stadium Super Trucks.
All right, I'm Robbie Gordon from Stadium Super Trucks. We're back to the Clipsal 500 for the 2nd year in a row. We're going to take you a little deeper into one of our Stadium Super Trucks. From the outside, it may seem like a life-size Traxxas truck, but actually a human being can jump in and drive. It's got a fiberglass body, big 35-inch Toyo tires on some KMC wheels, and over here inside the driver's compartment, instead of a normal pickup truck having 2 seats, this is a single-seat vehicle. It does have mounts for a second seat when we do want to take media. It has a dash very similar to what you'd have in an IndyCar or V8 supercar. Obviously, the shifting mechanism is much different. Instead of paddle shifts or sequential shift, we've got a gate pattern for the shifter, and that black lever to the right is the have fun lever. You can pull that thing right there, and it'll actually rotate the car into the corner a little bit sideways. So if you got a terminal understeer problem, you can tug on that thing a little bit, and it'll free the car up. Over here in the back, we'll start in the back. We've got the back of the car is a coilover and a shock absorber system. It has about 24 inches of wheel travel. You see the big, massive King rear shock, and then the 3-stage coilover in front of it. It's got 4-wheel disc brakes in the back. And I'll take you over to the front. Inside here, we've got a dual A-arm wishbone, hydraulic disc brakes in the front, a massive hydraulic steering ram here in the front to be able to control these big 35-inch tall Toyo tires. And stuffed inside here, we've got a Chevrolet LS engine making over 625 horsepower. And this little guy over here is the front anti-roll bar. So it has a lot of the characteristics of what you would see in a V8 supercar, just turned into a life-size Traxxas truck. So we're excited to be back here at Clipsal and looking forward to a great weekend.
Recreated back in 2013 off the Mickey Thompson series, and Robbie Gordon has certainly pushed this series to high levels. So much so now, they've done 50 races in just a 3-year career.
Absolutely. You know, it has just really taken off. And what's the cool thing is that, you know, a lot of times there'll be a cool race car and then some toy company will come along and make a model of that toy. This was the exact opposite. Robbie Gordon saw the Traxxas RC trucks and saw what a pounding they take. Said, that's great. I would love to make a life-size Traxxas RC truck, and that's ultimately what the Stadium Super Trucks ended up being. So basically Traxxas and the dream of making that happen, and then of course the past of Mickey Thompson's, which was a wonderful series. The two of them came together, and this was the brainchild of Robbie Gordon.
How many kids are going to go home tonight or watching this today and go, Dad, I'm doing a Matt Mingay with their little truck at home?
Yeah, absolutely. And as long as it's only with the little truck at home, you know, that's great. I certainly encourage it. But, you know, when you see one of your favorite superstars like Matt Mingay or Morris or Creed or Kincaid, and then you've got that same body in that RC car and things like that. I mean, I'm 40 years old. I'm doing the same thing at home.
Absolutely.
I've got several of them. And so they're a great time. And so that Stadium Super Trucks is something you can watch on TV, and then, you know, you can almost pretend you got the big zipper on and going out driving yourself.
Hopefully Matt Mingay, they should get that truck fine for tomorrow. He was a little bit disappointed after his Gold Coast effort, even more so with his Las Vegas effort. Meantime, the pace begins to quicken at the end of lap number 3. I'm sure we got more excitement. That was pretty cool, but I reckon I can do it again.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty cool, but like I said, I doubt they're going to have a comp caution. We'll see what happens, but I guarantee they are going to drop the hammer now all the way to the checkered flag. So very exciting racing so far, and that's not going to stop at all here.
Price is out of here. Brabham used to the curb, and now Robbie Gordon like a shark on the back of the United Fibre and Data entry. The two-truck effort with Bill Hines is ahead, and we're going to be 3 wide with Rob Pearce on the outside, the Royal Purple Motor Oils entry.
Rob Pearce taking a little wide right there. You see teammates Hines and Brabham making the best work they can, but behind them, they got the Arctic Cat, Wildcat 1000 entry, Robbie Gordon, the number 7. And like we said, same with Creed, they both got a very deep bag of tricks they're going to be digging into to move up through the pack here.
Saw Brabham go down the inside of his teammate. Looks like Gordon's done the same thing. Meantime, Price and Jenner, well, they're out of here. It's 5 seconds from second back to third here.
That is a huge gap right now, and I think the reason is Brabham, Hines, Gordon, Pearce, those guys are having such a battle. It's slowing them down, and it's allowing Price and Jenner to just check out and have their own fight.
Toby Price did race here last year. One of the races he shared the truck with Billy Geddes that day. They've disappeared now. Robbie Gordon lights the wick of the Arctic Cat Wildcat entry up to 3rd place. As Jenner, she's looking racy this weekend in the Speed Energy Drinks entry.
Jenner and Price, both great guys. They're going to race each other clean, these two guys. You can tell when we're in the pits and things, they respect each other on and off the track. We're going to see a great race in the battle. And it looks like we got the number 500 of Greg Gartner. He got into Robbie Pearce in the Royal Purple Oils truck. We may see a replay of that a little later on. Those two getting locked up good and tight as we complete another lap. We're on lap 4 of 8 right now. And we've got Robbie Gordon and Matty Brabham get through that pack, and they're moving up. But meanwhile, we've got Creed still locked down in 5th place. Behind him is Morris all the way back in 7th. They got stuck in that pack for that first lap after going back under green again. That really slowed things up. Those guys are hoping for a mandatory competition caution. I don't know if they're going to see it, Matt.
Well, hoping these two block the track up at some point. Nothing happening at the moment as Price sweeps through the staircase. Replay behind. This will be Pearce and Gartner. And Gartner just drives into the back of the veteran. No respect given from the South Aussie.
Absolutely not. It looks like Gartner just parked it right in. We were on to with a Hungry Jack's truck with the dude. It's hard to say exactly what happened there. The dude may have assisted, but it's hard when you got 3 trucks all trying to be in the same spot at the same time. Only one's going to fit.
Morris tried to turn that into a drive-through coming through turn 11.
The drive-through Hungry Jack's truck.
Oh, here we go. Side by side. Door handle to door handle.
Talk about gentlemen out on the racetrack, really working kind with one another there. They looked in the rearview mirror. They know, hey, we got a big gap here. We got to really mess up to make this thing go bad for us. So they're playing it cool. But the thing is, right now, Robbie Gordon's sitting in the 3rd position. If anyone is going to make up that kind of time with only a handful of laps to go, without a doubt, it's going to be a guy like Gordon or Creed. Gordon's in a position to do that right now.
Bert Jenner Very impressive. He picked up 3 race wins last year in the Stadium Super Truck Series, picked up a win at Detroit, and now looking for his first win, his first visit to Adelaide. He watched it on TV last year, made the big trek across from North America, based out of West Los Angeles these days, where he runs a dog hotel.
He does. Bert Jenner running West LA Dogs, a dog hotel, very posh, very cool place to hang out if you're one of our 4-legged friends. And so that's helping him out with Stadium Super Truck Racing, just as Speed and Traxxas are this weekend, running the liveries of Robbie Gordon. Here we are on board with the super cheap auto of Paul the Dude Morris. Kincaid and the blue Traxxas truck dives to the inside. Morris cannot see where he's going down the straightaway. Kincaid gets in front of him, makes a nice clean pass. I tell you, if things end up finishing the way they are, the Dude was in the lead with the weekend points right now. He's all the way back in the 7th position. That's not going to help at all. Creed was in 2nd. Creed's all the way back right now in the 5th position. This is really going to change up the points of the weekend unless we see something drastic happen.
But we're going to go side by side into turn 8 then, but Price holds on. The star of Dakar this year leads Bert Jenner, who pulls it to the inside. Can he pull it up for turn 9? That's the big question.
Bert Jenner goes to the inside, makes it stick. Oh,
that was cool.
Toby Price almost gets him back immediately. Nice clean racing by these two guys. Out in front looking like veterans when Bert Jenner just has about a season with us. Toby Price, this is his only 2nd weekend ever in the Stadium Super Truck. They look like they've been doing this for years.
Absolutely. Here's Gordon, though, just chipping away. The gap is only 3 seconds and a couple of laps to go here. So watch out for the NASCAR and IndyCar legend in the Arctic Cat Wildcat number 7. They come out of the Adelaide hairpin, hit the first of these 2 massive jumps from this massive crowd on pit straight.
Absolutely. They land off of these. As soon as they land, they grab 3rd gear. This is when we're really getting some speed going into that chicane in turns 1 and 2. Robbie Gordon, Matty Brabham, and Sheldon Creed right there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They are hoping that our leaders tangle up, slow each other up with a good battle, something along the lines. Otherwise, they are not going to have enough time to fight for a finish up in front.
So Jenner has got the lead while that was happening. So Jenner has got the lead by a couple of truck lengths on lap 7. Gets ahead of Price.
Jenner and Price with a great battle right now. Price in that Trojan Security KTM truck. KTM being a huge sponsor with his winning the Dakar, the 2016 Dakar on the 2-wheel class. These guys out in front and running well. You're right, Matt Nolte. Robbie Gordon is closing up that gap, but we're 7 of 8 laps right now. That mandatory competition caution is no longer mandatory. It happened on lap number 1, so we're not going to bunch them back up. Robbie Gordon and Matty Brabham need something drastic to happen to finish up 1st or 2nd.
So Jenner may drive away here, but look at Robbie Gordon starting to close in. Down to 2.5 seconds.
Nice clean racing out front for the number 50 Speed Energy Traxxas truck of our leader right now, Bert Jenner. And 2nd place right now, the 87 of Toby Price. Good racing going on up front. Absolute gentleman, which I've got to say is something you don't usually see in this series. You see these guys lean on each other really, really hard. So we'll see here with just over a lap left to go. It'll be, I'm curious to see how much pressure Toby Price on the last lap puts on Jenner.
This is it. They come around to start the final lap, across the top of the big curb, and the chase is on for the final lap. The white flag comes out. You'll see it dangling to the right-hand side. In Australia, that means we've got a slow-moving vehicle. In America, it means we're on the last lap.
Absolutely. See Robbie Gordon, we're on board there with the black and fluorescent green Wildcat Arctic 1000, number 7 of Robbie Gordon. He is doing everything he can to be as smooth, not make any mistakes. Reach deep, deep down in that bag of tricks to try to catch these guys. We know if he hangs on to where he is now, he's got a podium position for this race. A 3rd position if he hangs on to it. 3rd is not good enough for Robbie Gordon, especially in Stadium Super Trucks. So he needs our first 2 competitors here. They got to make us, they got to get tangled. Something's got to happen for them, for Robbie to capitalize on it.
He's closer than ever. Final run down Bartels Road. They clear the Toyo Tires ramp. I think Gordon might get Price here. He's lined him up for turn 9.
I'm wondering what's going to happen on turn 9, and I'm wondering what's going to happen on turn 14 for Gordon and Toby Price right now. I guarantee, with Robbie being as close to him, he's going to try to do something to stuff it in. I'm thinking it may end up being all the way back on 14, the last and final lap to go as they get lined up to go off those 2 big jumps.
Closer than ever through there. Meantime, Jenner, 1.5 seconds up the road and looks safe at the moment. As safe as he can be in Stadium Super Trucks.
See him only a couple turns left to go and 2 jumps right now for our current leader, Bert Jenner. P2 is Robbie Price, 3-3 is Robbie Gordon. Is Robbie Gordon close enough to make something happen with 1 turn left to go? He's gonna dive way to the inside. Cheats it up a little bit, if you will. It's not gonna be enough to make it stick.
Not this time. Bert Jenner, it's his 30th start in the Stadium Super Trucks and picks up his 4th career win. And does it by a couple of seconds. Price will get 2nd, Gordon will get 3rd. Sheldon Creed from the back gets 5th. And Matty Brabham holds down 6th.
Great race, very clean. A little, you know, it was great fun racing, but a little cleaner than what we're used to seeing here. But when that mandatory comp caution happens on lap 1, well, then that makes it difficult for that pack to stay together here. You know, we saw an epic get-off earlier on, you know, with Matt Mingay, and that ended up spreading the pack out early on. So great racing up front, and, you know, kudos to our winners for Bert Jenner and Toby Price. Absolute gentlemen.
Field strung out towards the end. Highlight here, this is the Rob Cowie, Travis Melbourne entry. And this is what happened to Hines on the very last lap. I wonder why he was dropping down the order a bit. The UFD entry, and Robbie Gordon will finish 3rd. But congratulations to Bert Jenner. His 4th career win, 1 second clear of Toby Price. Gordon 3rd, then Creed, Brabham, Kincaid, Morris. Cowie in the truck today, Robbie Pearce and Bill Hines finishing back in 10th position in race 2 of the Toyota Stadium Super Trucks. Greg Gardner, the last of the finishers, and Matt Mingay, well, he was the highlights reel.